Hello Prep to Prep Nation, it's Doug Fioranelli from Rise Above Performance Train. I'm a strength and conditioning coach and I've been one since 2001 and I train athletes just like you to get to the next level. In one of my past videos I just talked about the principles of ACL prevention. So we talked about contact versus non-contact. So the non-contact injuries are the ones that you do to yourself because you lack strength or mobility. And we talked about stacking the limbs, getting mobile, and then building strength. So I wanted to show you three of my favorite exercises to incorporate into your program. They're very easy to do. You can do it at home if you need to. And one of them is going to be a mobilization exercise, one will be a stability exercise, and then one will be more of a strength exercise and a dynamic motion. So we talked about ankle mobility and the importance of ankle mobility. If you have limited ankle mobility, stops here, and your body cannot go any further, then when you're cutting or running, you're going to transfer a lot more force through that knee joint. And if you do it on a cut, it can twist, and then you can pop your ACL. So one thing I like to do is a simple mobility drill. I just call them anterior glides of the ankle. So just get a post. You want to keep your heel down, and I'm going to pulse my knee forward towards an object. So I like to have a post here, so I kind of aim for the post, keeping my heel down the whole time. This other foot can come up in the back, but you want to glide forward. If it's easy, you just move it back a little bit, glide forward. Sets of 8 to 10 are good. And then your goal is to get as much ankle flexion as you can. Most athletes I see have very limited ankle mobility, so I think for most athletes it's great to incorporate in there. The second one is more of a stabilization exercise. So you're going to take a band and you're going to pop it around your leg. Don't do it directly on the knee joint. We're going to pop it above the knee joint. This is the basic way. And then what you'll do is you're going to get a little bit of tension here. So I'm feeling it pulling me towards the post here. So that's where I'm going to sink in. So I'm going to line it up. We talked about stacking it up. And I'm going to bend the knee slightly, and I'm going to hold. So my goal is to kind of get the muscles firing, keep it from moving around too much. It'll move a little bit, but I want to stabilize it as best I can. And you can see my legs shaking, moving around a little bit. I'm activating those muscles. So when I do cut or move, it's going to stabilize and build strength around that knee. You can do it in different ways. You can put it a little bit lower. It's going to put a little more stress on the lower limb. I'd probably drop this down a little bit and do it so it's going to get the tibia versus the upper leg here. So we're just going to keep that stable. Just do it in different directions and variations. I like to do it for time, anywhere from 30 seconds up. I would say no more than a minute is pretty good. The last one is a strength one. Now there's a million strength exercises you can do. One that I like that isn't employed as much is the forward lunge variation. So the reason why I like that, it's a single leg exercise, but also forward lunging, when you step forward and I drop down, my front leg has to decelerate my body and my weight. And then I can come up in one motion. Deceleration is huge. So what happens in ACL injuries, when people run and they stop and decelerate and cut, that's when the knee gets injured. So if we teach the body to go forward, decelerate, and then come back, keeping our limbs stacked, dropping down, decelerate, and then try to go one motion back, we're building up that hamstring strength to decelerate our body weight and our force, stepping back, so that's our cutting motion, coming back into one motion and be able to move. So try those exercises out, give your ACL a lot of strength, and we'll see you out there on the field.